What's up, everybody? Welcome to the latest episode of Where's the Call Sheet. Our guest today is Devonte Brown, the man, the myth, the legend. I can guarantee you on this episode, there's not going to be any smiling. There's not going to be any laughter. There'll be no singing. It's probably going to be the most boring one that we do of the bunch because that's just Devonte's personality. Is he's like the most serious person I've ever met in my entire life, which is obviously a joke because I've never met a man who smiles as much as you. And I mean that in the most positive way possible. That is not a negative at all. I promise.
I don't smile that much.
No, just like 90% of the time. So
yeah,
you've got 10%.
Exactly.
You need to work on it and get there.
Exactly.
But no, for real, man, you're like, if I had to make a roster of all the crew people I've ever worked with, of like people you have to have on set just for a straight morale reasons, you are number one by like 10 feet. And that's not an exaggeration. It's not just because you're here in front of me. Watch the other episodes. I've had some other very like that same type of people on here, and sorry everyone else, but like Devonte's number one. So thanks for coming on, man. I greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thanks for inviting me, bro.
Dude,
it's been a minute.
Yeah, we were talking beforehand. It's been like three or four years.
Yeah,
which is insane because like, so we met on Queer Eye.
Yep.
Which was
classic.
What, 6 months?
Classic.
5 months? 4 months? Well, actually, here. So to kind of be serious off the start, and then we can get back into the more the laughter and the fun stuff. And again, I'm not just saying this because you're sitting here in front of me. I don't know if I would have made it through Queer Eye if you wouldn't have been on set. If that makes sense. Like,
really?
Queer Eye, especially the first like 2 weeks, was tough for me. I wasn't qualified for the job. They knew that going in. Like it was this whole thing, and I was like, they assured me that I'd have a week of prep to like learn terminology and learn like how things go because I was 6 months freelance. I worked on basically interviews and B-roll was essentially all I had done in those 6 months,
which ended up ended up being very valuable.
Well, yeah, obviously that was huge for them. But like going in, I was nervous. I was scared because 5-person cast, 3 cameras, Netflix execs, all that kind of stuff. And I don't know if you remember, but like the first week was hard for me. It was tough because I was told we have a week to set up. Well, Hisham didn't get there in that week because he was doing his other show or whatever, and like the other cam ops weren't. Hey, Lucas, here's what we're doing, And so I went in blind. I knew nothing about terminology. I'm like a deer in the headlights. Like, what's going on? And because of your smile and your energy and your vibe and stuff, like I'm not kidding, man. Brittany's over there with your niece, but like I came home pissed almost every single day. But like on set when something would happen, you'd like come grab a quick battery or like we'd cut and you just like, hey, you guys good? And like just your energy and your vibe and like your motivation. Like I'm not kidding, man. Like I don't know if I would have quit, but like it made life significantly easier on the job. And obviously we all got in a groove, once X amount of weeks went in.
Yeah, after that first or second week, it was like we knew what the deal was and
it was like it was like an 80-person crew, and for the most part, none of us knew each other. We definitely hadn't worked with each other because I met you on that shoot. Obviously, I met John and Sue. That's the first time I met Vic. Was on that shoot. I met Tony before, but I hadn't seen him in a while. So like a lot of I never met ProRes.
Whole camera team, G&E team, camera team.
Yeah, and so we all just kind of had to figure out how to do it, and then I think it took about 2 weeks, and then on week 3 we were like, oh wait, what? Why was weeks 1 and 2 so hard? We totally should have been able to do this the whole time. But to get like kind of weird and real and sentimental right off the top.
That's good to hear though. Like I try to keep the morale high on set because I know sometimes like and most stuff we work on is commercial, but like even on like shows like that, people's a lot of tension, and it's just like, bro, we're not saving lives.
Yeah,
like
we're very low,
we're like low profile. Like we're not saving lives, man. Like let's do a good job. We all go home, and we have a good time. Like we enjoy, and we get paid pretty well for what we do. So
relatively speaking. We've talked about this on a couple episodes. Like when you think of other jobs that you would think of, what jobs do you need to like for society to function?
For real,
we more than likely make more than all of them.
Yeah.
Some of them combined.
At least 50% of them.
At a bare minimum, 50% of them. So it's just kind of crazy, and like I never understood why people had egos and stuff like that on set. Just for that exact reason, it's like, guys, we're not in a cubicle. We're making content for like TV, like whatever, like it's for
commercial
fun.
Or
like
internal.
It's not. We're not we're not saving the world.
Exactly.
It's very low stakes of what we're doing. But yes, like we worked together on Queer Eye for what was that, 5-6 months, 4 months, whatever it was.
Was it? It was 6 months, I think, because it was like 98 days, and it was supposed to be 88 days.
And we did 16 episodes. So what's 16 weeks? Because it was stretched out, so it wasn't straight 16 weeks, but. So yeah, a while.
It was from like June to November because holiday. It was like literally it ended the first that like weekend of Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and then you got married during it.
And then I got married during it, which was
there's a lot
crazy.
going on for you.
Yeah, paid for my wedding for sure.
Well, okay, so I forgot that you got married during that. So how was filming a show that we had to be on set 12 hours a day, 5 days a week, most of the time 6 days a week, and planning a wedding at the same time? How did that go?
Oh, it was not easy at all. Because we had already been engaged for 3 years.
Okay.
So luckily we kind of had some kind of planning, but then it was just like, okay, how are we gonna save up for it? Yada yada yada. And then I got the call for Queer Eye, and I was like, well, there's the money.
We'll just figure it out.
There's the money. But it was definitely like a situation on my off days, the 1 or 2 days we had every week, I was definitely like going to see food testing and cake testing and we gotta go see this venue, and it's just like, yo, I tried to pick something as fast as possible because I was like, I don't have time to go see 1,000 places.
Well, yeah, like off days in general when you're working 5-6 days a week, like I mean they're grueling days, like they're not like it's not physically demanding. So like me not planning a wedding, I just didn't want to do anything.
I didn't want to do
dogs, anything, and that was it. So like I would have been horrible to be planning
I
a
didn't
wedding
want to
at the
do
time.
anything. I'm telling you, like, but I know I had to, just because she, we had to get it done, and she's been waiting for this moment. So I was like, I gotta put in the work a little bit extra. And there were some days where I was just not doing anything, and I just let her. But I definitely was more of the, I was the fiance that was kind of like, I'm not worried about colors, I'm not worried about decorations too much. I'm not like.
You don't even read the
text.
Tell me
how much it costs. Tell me how much it costs, and I'll veto it, or we can talk about
Does it fit within this budget? Yes or no? Yes. Right. Then get it.
Exactly.
No.
Then don't get it. That's kind of how it was.
Hey, can I have a raise ITV? My fiance
and
really
funny,
wants these runners.
It's funny because my rented suit ended up being more than her dress. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So I mean, she was definitely on it when it came to the budget.
So you went bougie and you were just like, I'm picking one thing. We're going with this $3,000 suit, guys. Okay.
Oh God, no! I wanted to buy my suit, but that was gonna be more than renting. And I was like, nah, dog. I'm just gonna rent it. Hopefully, I don't rip it. And,
suits are those things that are weirdly expensive. Because like Brittany's sister got married, and I had to get a suit. I wasn't in the wedding, but like I wanted a nice suit for my brother-in-law's wedding. And I went to some place, I can't remember what store it was, and I was going to buy them because I didn't own a suit. I was like, whatever, and I'm looking at a rack, and these look nice, and I pulled the price tag, and it's like $800 jacket. And I'm sitting here like, is there a discount section? She's like, oh yeah, come over here. And like I found some that were like, I think it was like $80 for.
Can I get a layaway?
Yeah, can I get a layaway for this jacket I'm going to wear once? Because I'm not a suit guy.
Like, exactly, and that's exactly what I thought. I was like, I'm just going to rent this.
Yeah. I should have rented mine because it's sitting up in my closet right now. It hasn't been touched since whatever year that was.
I will say getting tailored and like getting people to like measure you out was something I think when I get to that type of level of money that I think I would want to do. Definitely if I'm buying a suit. Like that's just
the custom fit.
The custom fit. It was just like, yo, I could see this happening for sure.
It's weird how like when I was younger, I didn't give a shit about fashion and stuff. I wore baggy pants, I wore baggy shirt. Like I did not care at all. And like every year, I cared a little bit more. And now I'm at the point where like I look in the mirror and I'm like, what was I thinking when I was buying all this stuff all these years? Like. This graphic tee is stupid. Why did I wear this every day for a month?
Yeah, so I was like that too when I was a kid. I cared about my image. I had waves, brushing my hair in school for 100 strokes a day, all that kind of
100?
stuff. Bro,
oh my god,
ridiculous. I cared about all that type of stuff, and then as I got older, I was just like, meh. Yeah, that's not the most important thing in the world to me right now. And so, but I can't dress up. But it's just like, bro, I'm in film now. I mostly wear black.
Well, so the film industry was the greatest thing that happened to my fashion sense because I'm colorblind, and so like I would, and this is part of the reason I didn't care about fashion is like I would wear black pants and a shirt because it matched. Like I used to get made fun of in high school and stuff because I would wear stuff to school that did not match. And why are you wearing those? I'm like, I thought that it matched. I thought it looked cool. I'm sorry. And so I switched over to the black pants and then a shirt of whatever color. And then film industry rolled around and showed blacks, and I'm like, I was born for this. Right. So I wore the black pants and the black shirt, but it bleeds over like to everything else. And so like, I bought it was like a blue shirt or something. Like, it was a very basic shirt one day recently, and Brittany was like, "Ooh," you're getting fancy. I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, I haven't seen you in anything besides black pants and a black shirt as I wear a black hoodie and black shorts in years. That like a blue T-shirt and I think I had gray pants at that point or whatever. Like made Brittany excited. I'm like, oh my gosh, I have like set the bar so low on like what looks good that we need to change this.
Was it at least a button up?
No, it was like a T-shirt.
Oh no!
Actually, now that I think about it, I think it was a blue long sleeve shirt because I don't usually like long sleeve shirts. Right. It was a blue long sleeve shirt. I bought it at Macy's or Dillard's, one of those two. It was like I bought it for like $8 because I don't like it. It blows my mind how expensive stuff is. Like you go buy a shirt and I'm not paying $75 for a T-shirt. Like I'm sorry, but like I don't care how much money I have. I'm not fucking doing that.
Nah, I hope I never spend that kind of money on a shirt.
No, and I
don't even buy shoes for that much.
No, I go to the outlets at the Legends.
Yeah,
I buy the
$40
pairs of shoes.
Yeah, I was gonna say the most I spend is $80. That's the most I've ever spent on like a pair of shoes.
Because that's like what sneakers cost now.
I'll take that back. Unless they're like fancy dress boots, then those are something. But they'll last. Those will last 10+ years. Not like I'm not buying Jordans. Like I'm not buying Jordans.
No, like I have a theory that people that dress in like the Gucci's and like the Louis Vuittons and the very expensive stuff, they are sent that stuff for free to wear it to sell it to other people that are just
possible.
dumb.
That's very possible.
Like I can't imagine.
They're walking billboard.
Like you see all these people on Instagram and stuff, and it's like I was like, I don't care how much money you have. Like that one, I don't think that style looks good.
Right.
But like I was like, there's no way you bought that.
Yeah.
You had to have been offered something to wear that for a picture or whatever tabloid crap.
Definitely now. So.
Well, 100% now.
Definitely now. That's all it is.
Having said that, if someone wanted to, send me money to wear a Louis Vuitton, I would. I'll put your logo right here in the middle for the whole podcast for crying out loud if you want. I'll hold it up. I won't even put it graphically. I'll build something and it'll physically
right between us.
And I'll put the microphone. Like I'll brand the crap out of it. I'll sell out. I'm not kidding. Like I will 100%
You're not
sell
ashamed.
out.
You're not ashamed.
No, not at all. And I don't think anyone should be. Like if you have a podcast that's like
get that
less
money.
viewers than Joe Rogan, you are also going to be doing that.
Right.
So no, get out of here. I'll do that all day of the week. Tangent back. So we did Queer Eye, and then we did a bunch of stuff together, miscellaneous whatever things. Yeah. And then we were talking, and we haven't seen each other in like 3 years.
Yeah,
I mean, we've bumped into each other randomly, but like,
here and there, but we haven't been on set together or done anything together in a minute.
3 years, because we were talking about your dog, and I thought that I had met your dog, but it was actually your cat that I had met. And I'm a dog person, so it's a little offensive that I forgot that I hadn't met your dog.
They look the same, honestly, so. Like,
do they really?
I mean, they're both. So the dog is black and white, and Bonnie is black and white with a little bit of brown. She's calico, so. But they're very similar.
Isn't the dog like 75 pounds though?
But I think you might have just mixed up. Like, oh, you probably seen him on Instagram, obviously.
Well, I mean, social media makes me think that I'm like there half the time. Like with there's some people that like I have a couple friends that live like out of state.
Yeah.
And I know everything that's going on with their lives, their kids' lives, and all that kind of stuff. But I haven't seen them in. Especially COVID and stuff, because like whatever, and so like it's weird how social media. There's good parts and there's bad parts. Because for the most part, I hate social media. Yeah. But like for stuff like that, you're like, oh, like I saw, like I've seen like the work that you've been doing. I've seen what's going on in your life and stuff like that. You're filming a feature right now.
Yeah, I am.
So I mean, tell me about that. Like that. I mean, that's big.
It's going great, man. This is my second feature in Kansas City. Same director. This one is a suspenseful thriller.
Okay.
But no, the crew's great. They aren't necessarily, I guess, in the community, but they are in the community.
Maybe.
Like a lot of people don't know them, and I'm trying to change that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, so that's part of my goal is like I want to get these people that I'm working with on this feature into the commercial world and like into the reality world and try to get them into that, like, yo, this is another avenue for you if you are interested.
Yeah. So, do these people have full-time jobs outside of the film industry?
They currently do.
Okay.
So, and that's another reason why I'm trying to like, hey, stack your money there and then just come this way.
There's a lot of people who don't think you can make money doing this. And it's because features and stuff aren't filmed here regularly, so people think that that's the only way. Like, oh, you're in the film industry. Well, what TV series have you shot or what movie have you shot? And it's like, well, like, yes, we have, but like we've also done a bunch of other stuff that you can make money. So there's a couple of people that have had full-time jobs that I've persuaded to be like, hey, like, I get it. Like, having guaranteed income is great, but like, stack your cash. And if this is what you want to do,
that's the only problem is like people don't understand like, yo, there is guaranteed income in this industry. It's just it's different here.
Yeah, it's
and that's just right now. Kansas City is a commercial town, and that's what it is. But if that can change in the next couple of years, then it will be a consistent amount of money. When we were on Queer Eye, we got paid every 2 weeks.
Yeah,
it was banked straight to our account. I was like, bro, this is amazing. I had never experienced anything like that before. So it was just like, yo, this is, oh yeah, I can definitely do this for a living. Yeah. Like that was my clarification. I'm like, yo, I could do this for a living. I want to do it here, but we need shows and movies to come here so we can actually like. We're doing it. Obviously, we're doing it for a living now, the commercial stuff. But as in like a consistent pay.
Well, it's a different type of way to get income too. Like when you get on long running stuff, you get paid every 2 weeks. And, like it's great. Like if you do a union feature, you get paid every Friday.
Right.
If you do, sometimes it's bi-weekly depending on what it is. But like if you're day playing, yes, you still have a consistent income because you're technically moving with the same people and you technically have all these jobs lined up. Yeah. But your payments come in 30 days or 60 days as we're experiencing, and we'll get to that here in a second, because that Instagram post blew up. But like, it's just a different way of doing it. And like, I would prefer if bigger stuff came and like we worked 6 months on a show, then took 2 months to do a feature, and then we got on another show. Like if it was just that routine that we got into,
or even if it's like
gold.
20 days on a feature and another 20 days on another feature, like that's still like, even like I wouldn't be mad with indie town for Kansas City.
No, not at all. I would almost prefer an indie town over a like blockbuster town for the sole reason that, at least from what I've experienced and what I've read about and seen, is that when the blockbusters come to town, you're not shooting it. Yeah, there's a select couple of crews that shoot all those
big
movies. Big name people. They've all known each other forever. It's all that like fraternity, stupid. We go back 100 years. Crap. Yeah.
Well, we're in the guild together.
Right. Exactly. Blah, blah, blah. Well, we're not hiring you because you're not an ASC member, so therefore we're going to go with him, and he's got his whole crew, but he's been dealing with them because blah 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 blah. Right. Whereas indie is okay. Who's available? Right. Because we just want to make this. So I would prefer an indie town. I would prefer an incentive plus an indie town. Yeah. For shows.
Indie is definitely.
And features, because I prefer shows. I would love, like, that's my
I would like a good show here.
Episodic,
that's longer.
Scripted, yeah. Well, it's just, like, you get better arcs that way. Yeah. Like, because I enjoy the story as we're filming stuff. Like, I'm not just sitting there and...
I don't know if I could be on, like, working on it. Like, I couldn't, like, DP or direct on a show the whole length.
Oh, don't say that. I
don't think I would want to.
Why?
I just feel like I'd be... I don't know, man.
You're talking about like multiple season run?
Multiple season.
Okay.
No, a season I could probably do. Like multiple season run, I'm like, I don't think that's like... I don't think I want to do that.
I think you would change your mind if the paycheck was big.
Oh, probably.
If it was, like,
absolutely.
If it was a big thing. Like,
absolutely.
Did you watch Supernatural?
Yeah.
If Supernatural or a Supernatural type show that was on for 15 seasons, 14 seasons, something like that. I 100% could have done that entire show because that's like it's a fun show. So I loved it.
You might already know this because you're well traveled and you talk to people. But I recently found out, like last year, that there's such a thing as pilot directors.
Yeah.
And they get paid for every season after that. They don't have to direct another episode. Yep. That is crazy to me.
Yeah, so the key to the industry making a dumb amount of money is that exactly what you're doing.
I was like, what?
Like that created by credit?
Yeah.
That's all you need, and you will make passive income for the rest of your life. And if you do it once, so like if you're the one, who's the guy that does all the ABC sitcoms? Dan, oh my gosh. Whatever. His name's irrelevant. There's someone that has created and directed every single ABC sitcom that has ever come out.
Whoa.
He pitches the idea, he shoots the pilot, and he's done. And he starts on the next one.
Wild.
And that dude's probably a billionaire. More than likely.
Wild.
And he just, like, there's companies that do that too, because I'm pitching a docuseries right now. And I got educated that, like, there's companies that literally will just do the first couple of episodes, and then they sell the rights to it, and that's someone else's problem.
Right. And but they still get residuals.
Yeah, they get the residuals because they're the ones that got it off the ground. So that's the key to the money. The key is not to, I want to shoot every Transformers movie that comes out. It's like, no, you want to be the one that created the Transformers movie. Yeah. Because then, when they're on Transformers, they're about to do Beast Wars or whatever. So, like, once they're on Transformers 15... You know, you're like, oh, cool. I'll take my.
They out here looking like Fast and the Furious.
I mean, really. Did you see the trailer for the Beast Wars?
Yeah,
that was a really cool.
Cartoon. It was super. Yeah, the cartoon was great, but I was just like, I'm lost.
Well, it's cheesy as hell. Like it's kind of the same. It's getting the same way with the Marvel universe. It's like, okay, so we've had multiple Earth killing events happen, and like
I haven't watched.
All of these ones are just like chilling.
Since Endgame, I haven't watched, except for Wakanda.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to see a Marvel movie in theaters. I've waited for Disney Plus to put it on.
You're smart.
Yeah.
I love Marvel, as you can. Well, you can't see on the camera, but there's Marvel everything down here. I got a room full of comics.
I also have not watched any of the shows on Disney. And I've heard none of them. I heard Loki's great. But I have not watched any of them.
I would 100% recommend watching Loki.
Yeah.
Loki's the best series. Miss Marvel was fantastic.
Really?
It surprised me because I didn't think I was gonna like it because I just Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, like all of the Marvels, and that's not like a woman thing because in the comics, you know, Captain Marvel is a guy.
Right.
I've never liked any of the Captain Marvel umbrella. I've never liked them. I just think they're boring.
Yeah.
Miss Marvel was fantastic. It was really, really good. Loki was really good. WandaVision was okay. I think they screwed up the ending, but that's personally my opinion. And then I think every movie outside of Shang-Chi is sucked.
Look, until they bring back X-Men,
so
I got nothing to say. I got nothing to say. Yeah. That's the only Marvel characters I care about are the X-Men.
Yeah, I mean that was my favorite stuff growing up too. But so they're bringing back the animated series, and then Deadpool and Wolverine just got announced not too long ago,
which is hilarious.
That'll probably be the best movie that's in the universe. And if they do it the way that I hope that they do it, I'm not kidding. I might watch that movie every day for the rest of my life. I'll show you after this. I have an extensive Wolverine comic collection.
All right,
so much that I've even gotten the Wolverine comics in other languages because I love Wolverine. He's my favorite character. He always has been. Yeah. He's fantastic. So when they announced that, I was like, because he's a great actor at it.
Yeah.
But if they had the indie versions of those movies, those are the ones that I would want to film.
Yeah.
Specifically in Kansas City because
that's just
it's realistic.
It's realistic, and it's you can still do cool stuff with indie stuff. Like there's plenty of indie movies that hit it big. And
I would argue you do cooler stuff with indie stuff than the bigger budgets. I mean, obviously I haven't shot $100 million.
And that's not to say we won't take big budget.
Oh,
people like you knock on my door, I'm gonna say yes,
yes,
likely.
Please, let's go.
Like,
you know the minimum DP rate for a $100 million movie. The minimum is $960,000. Minimum. So yes, if they knocked on your door, you are 100% taking the job. I'm also taking the job, and I'm gonna ask for
wild. I'm
gonna be like, give me 10%, and I'll just like carry a water bottle around for you all day. Like I'll be your personal assistant for it. Like when I know a couple of ASC members, and I was talking to them, and when they dropped that on me, because I was there a couple months ago, I was kind of gonna join the union, not going to. It was back and forth, and I was talking to some people, and they're like, well, like from a monetary standpoint, like this is what you're looking at. Obviously, I'm not going to shoot that movie tomorrow by any means. That's an end goal.
It's an end goal, yeah.
But like, I was like,
yeah.
You were talking $1 million?
Say what now?
Minimum?
Yeah.
I mean, granted, those movies go like 6 months, but like, oh, bummer, I made $1 million in 6 months. You know, as the teacher is slaving away, can't do anything, making $40,000 a year.
Hell, the doctor.
Yeah.
Going to school constantly.
Yeah. 20 years of college experience. And I make 5 times as much as you making a movie that like it's probably gonna bomb at the box office. Like, let's be real, because it's a formula.
I mean, Black Adam did so.
I didn't see it. I didn't think it was gonna be good, so I just didn't go.
I didn't see it either.
I'm over The Rock. I'll be honest with you. I think that I'm just over it.
Yeah, he just needs to do. I think he would do better in actual like dramas than superhero stuff. Or comedies. I think he's hilarious. So.
Oh no, I
think he'd do good in comedies, and I think he'd do really good in drama.
Yeah. Did you see Jumanji?
Oh yeah, it was hilarious. Both of them were great. The first one was so good.
I love Jack Black. Yeah, School of Rock is my favorite movie of all time.
The Rock, Kevin Hart, Jack Black, those 3 killed it.
And then Karen Gillan.
Karen, she had some moments in there too. She was great.
Her character wasn't written to be as funny as the other 3, but like when she had her moments, they hit. No, that movie was great. And then the second one, what Jonas brother did they bring in? Nick Jonas, and he was great in that too. Like that movie,
all great,
it wasn't as good as the first one, but it was still good.
It was still good. Yep.
Yeah, but I wish The Rock would do stuff like that. Like Pain and Gain was a good movie with Mark Wahlberg. But him in like action stuff, I'm just over it.
Yeah.
And part of it is because he's been doing all these PR stunts recently, and I just don't like when actors do that.
Yeah.
Like the Snickers thing was stupid.
Yeah.
Like I spent $150 at this 7-Eleven to make up for me stealing these Snickers stickers.
Yeah.
Snickers, 20 years ago, and it's like, bro, you're worth like a couple $100 million. And
like,
this is nothing more than a perfect camera angle of you grabbing some Snickers bars.
Yeah, this is a penny in your pond of money.
Yeah, like, I'm not going to applaud you for that. Like, I've also stolen Snickers bars. I don't feel obligated to go back and pay the $12 an hour employee.
Right.
Like, he doesn't get that. The $1 billion company gets that. Like, that's
Yeah.
just... Please don't arrest me for stealing Snickers bars. There's more Sweet Tarts anyways. But, that's my jam. I love Sweet Tarts. But yeah, so to circle back, so you're working on this feature.
Yep.
You said this is the second one that you've done.
This is the second one in this year.
Is the first one, like, viewable?
So the first one's on Tubi.
Okay, what's Tubi?
Tubi is a streaming service, kind of like Netflix and all that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's on Tubi right now. Got on there 2-3 months ago.
Oh, damn.
So pretty recently. It's called The Shutdown, which it's about 2020.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's great. And then this one is the second one this year. So I mean, I think that's something I'm pretty proud of this year. Is just like they're not big movies, but it's a step in the right direction. So
yeah, I mean,
me DPing those is just the goal,
Yeah, I mean, anytime you complete a project, that's a win. It doesn't matter how good it is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter
Yeah.
where, like, you can view it. Like, if it's on YouTube or if it's on Netflix, it does not matter. If you can 100% complete a project, get it edited, export, and done, top to bottom crew, that's a win.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of projects that do not see that. They never see the light of day. I've got 1 million of them sitting on hard drives in there. Not 1 million. I have 4 to be exact.
I have some too, for sure.
Everybody does.
And that's kind of how when we ended the shutdown, it was out. I was like, man, win's a win, dog. That's all you. It's a win.
Yeah.
You can't,
Do you know? Are they making money off of it? Like,
don't know, but what I have been told is that Tubi might have better buyouts because they almost work off of views.
Oh, nice.
So if you get a ton of views on your thing, you could make quite a bit of money.
Yeah.
So.
And that's part of the industry too. Is that, like, it doesn't have to be good to get views.
No.
You just have to.
You just have to be interesting, or just have something that people kind of like resonate or connect with for even a month, and you might have made your money back that you spent on the movie.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what the budget of that movie was, but as long as you can get somewhere close to that and, like, have a real piece plus some profit, like, that's a huge win.
There's people making millions of dollars on Tubi.
Oh yeah.
Just off of the movie.
Well, so if they pay per review, that's the same concept as YouTube. And I mean, how many YouTube millionaires are there?
Exactly.
A lot.
Exactly.
And the content they're putting on YouTube's not good.
I'm hoping Tubi doesn't change.
So is that? I've never heard of Tubi.
Yeah.
I'm fucking lying. I knew all of this stuff. This is scripted. Can you get Tubi on all? Like all devices and stuff? Like, it's not a iPhone only thing?
No, you can get Tubi on everything. Android, iPhone, your laptop, your iPad, whatever.
Okay. All right, well, Tubi, same thing that we gave to Louis Vuitton earlier. If you want to sponsor this bad boy.
Let's go.
I'll stream exclusively on Tubi, so, like, whatever. Like, just saying. But that stuff, I admittedly have not seen it yet. And I texted you a couple weeks ago about watching it, and I felt bad that I haven't yet. I do have Tubi downloaded on my PlayStation. Okay. So I will watch it at some point. I just haven't watched it yet. But I mean, I've been following your work for a while. I mean, I gaffed that DP for you however many years ago that was. I don't remember the title of it.
You said you gaffed for me?
Yeah.
We got the
Airbnb.
We got the Airbnb,
like the
and it was like
yeah.
That short film I was
the
doing.
Red light or whatever came through. I saw that. That was great. Like, I've always been a fan of your work. Your reel looks dope. You posted that recently.
Man. Yeah, man.
What's your Instagram?
We'll tag it. _DP.
_DP. Check it out. You put a bunch of stuff up there.
Yeah, I try to post. I don't try to post that often because I don't care. I try not to be on Instagram just because it can be, in our industry, it can be very like, you can feel very lesser than. I'll say that.
It's also very toxic.
It can be very toxic.
Like, I also don't post on Instagram as much anymore. I think that's a lot of trends of a lot of people within the industry are now doing that. But, like, I used to comment on everyone's stuff. Like, someone would post, "Hey, here's a screen grab," or "Hey, here's the link to the whatever," and like, "Oh, nice job." Like, I would just try to give positive reinforcement to be like, "Hey, great job."
Yeah.
And then I started to notice that I would post my stuff and those people weren't reciprocating it.
Yeah.
And it was like, that's kind of weird that, like, I'm hyping you up, but you're not hyping me up. So I just slowly stopped commenting on stuff. But then as I stopped commenting on stuff, I started to hear chatter about people like, Lucas is saying shit. I'm like, so all of a sudden these rumors, because I'm no longer commenting, people are taking that as like, now Lucas thinks this is bad. And I was just like, yep, I'm not doing this shit ever again because like that's just not what I want. I'm too opinionated.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever. I don't really comment unless I know you. I don't comment on anybody's stuff. Yeah. I have to actually physically know you.
Yeah.
Like I have to have met you at least once for me to comment on your stuff.
I have a couple of Instagram friends, like other DPs and stuff that like I randomly found on whatever, and I'm like, holy crap, like your stuff's amazing. Like there's this one dude in Arizona, who he's like next level, like he's like 24, like he's young, and he's just stupid. He just knows
the guy just got it.
He just has it, and so I comment on his stuff all the time, and he comments back. Like we talk, we direct message and stuff like that. And I got offered a gaffing position on this thing a couple of years ago, and he was the DP on it. So he's probably older than 24 now because he was 24 at the time when I met him. And I was like, I feel like I'm meeting a celebrity. Like I met you on the internet. It was like when you had the gaming buddies, and then you'd see him in person. Like, you look nothing like what I thought you would. And then I met his name's Jason, and I saw him, and I was just like, dude, like this is so cool that we're like meeting each other in person. And then he just blew the shit out of the water, and I was just like, holy crap, man! Like you're you're so talented, and I've never seen him ever again. So it's kind of cool. It's like the old Halo buddies.
Man, for sure.
We're playing multiplayer late at night.
Man, we're gonna link up every once in a while.
You're not a creepy old dude in a basement who's trying to kidnap me because I'm 15 years old or whatever.
God.
No, dude. What a weird time we grew up in.
Oh, man, I can't. That's exactly, just literally verbatim said what my mom was worried about when I was playing, like, COD and stuff online.
It's
like, no one's going to what?
Why would they want to kidnap me, Mom? Well, you don't know, Devonte. Like, these people are weird. And then you kind of grow up and, like, I feel like I'm turning into a boomer as I get older.
Man.
So I found a new feature, I guess, on Snapchat for a reason we won't talk about because it's a story that'll take a million years to explain. If you have a setting turned on in Snapchat, I can track your exact location. It's weird.
That's not cool.
It's not cool at all. Like there's literally a button. Like Brittany and I pulled this up, and it like you click on the person, and there's a button that says directions, and it will link with whatever you have, and will give you a turn-by-turn direction on how to get there. I'm like, what? So like that stuff's creepy as hell. And then you think about what we were doing growing up. It's like maybe it is a miracle that we're still alive.
No, we didn't have nothing like that. Like that's
you could track
crazy.
Back, not track like to that extent. But there was some weird stuff that went down.
I mean, yeah, definitely, but nothing like that. That's crazy.
When we did that, we were like. Is mine turned on?
I would have removed Snapchat immediately.
Yeah, I barely use Snapchat. The only reason I use Snapchat is because my sister used to only contact me through Snapchat. So I was like, well, if I want to talk to my sister, I kind of guess I have to have this.
You better text me.
She's young. She was in high school. That's all they do.
Instagram and Facebook. And I got TikTok, but I barely use it.
Yeah, I use TikTok every now and then. I had Twitter for a while. Deleted that recently.
Nope, never had Twitter.
Twitter
never had
was
MySpace,
fantastic. This is going to be my my second angry moment of the day. Twitter was fantastic. I loved it. It was the greatest app that was out there because you could curate your feed. And I had my feed perfectly curated to Philadelphia sports, funny memes, and then like film industry movie stuff. Yeah. It was perfect as my dog started barking. And then Elon bought it and it all went to crap. And I was just like, well, this is going away. And I was like, you just ruined my favorite app. Like, this is the fun one.
The bird has flew the coop.
I mean, really, I've never liked Elon, but like when he did that, I was just like, man, why you gotta ruin all the cool stuff?
Yeah.
I don't care what shady things you think are going on.
I hate Twitter. I'm just gonna buy it and ruin it.
I mean, probably. When you have that much money, is that just what you do?
Something that can make people hate me for.
Yeah. I just want to be hated now. That's all I really care about. Man, I wish I was that rich, that I could just be hated. As I unplug the microphone. Whoops. No. I'm pulling a Vic here, guys. Watch out. Shout out to Vic. Love you.
What's up, bro?
I'm going to see if my dogs stop barking. They're probably not going to, if I had to guess.
Probably not.
Oh, good job, Scooby.
Probably hear me or something.
They could smell us. They know we're down here. We had some people over last night, and they were just insane. We're like, all right, fine, you guys can come out. And then they didn't stop when they came down. I was like, oh, great.
Right.
Thanks. Scooby!
How my dog is too. He has to come see who I'm talking to, or it's a problem.
Well, they just rile each other up. So like Scooby always barks first. It's just inevitable. Because she's barking, then the other ones think they have to bark, and then it's just like, guys, can we please not? Like, please, just I want to sleep. Just stop.
Scooby's the ringleader.
Well, this is a good moment that we can just kind of hard pivot into a topic that is relevant.
Yeah.
So I put a post up yesterday. So a couple of days once these people see this. talking about some grievances that I've been having with 3 companies really about late payments and not paying me on time and breaking contracts. And I had 17 direct messages, which I'm not like a popular person by any means. Like, people don't message me on anything. 17? I had 17 people within the industry that DM me on Instagram talking about 7 shoots in Kansas City that have not paid people in 60-ish days. That's a problem.
What?
7? 7. Some companies, some individuals. That's a huge problem. And I know that's a problem, like, worldwide. Like, I get that it exists.
Yeah, but still.
For that many to be happening, especially this time of year.
Especially in a smaller market, quote unquote.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I mean, granted, my grievances are not with local companies, but I'm not including mine when I'm talking about this. I'm not going to name the names of these companies and these people. Yeah. One, because I'm not the one that is having these problems with them, so I don't feel like it's my place to be like, Devonte's not paying me. Like, that's not my place to do that.
Right.
But I would like this to be a warning to anyone who knows that this is them, that, like, word is getting around that you are doing this stuff. And if you're doing this stuff, you know, you piss off enough people or the select correct people, you might see yourself out of business. Dog. And I will tell you that 2 of these companies are household names. Like, big companies that everyone would know if I said them out loud right now. And I'm not going to, again. But
it's bad because I have in the past, this year.
Yeah.
And then recently for another company.
Like, it's insane.
And it's like there's no reason. Like,
no. And we're the only industry in the world, I shouldn't say the only because I'm sure there's someone will pull something up. But, like,
for sure.
When the job's completed, we get paid usually 30 days afterwards. Yeah. Name another industry where that happens.
On commercial and dock.
As a day player.
As a day player.
If you're not a W-2 employee that's getting paid every 2
contractor,
weeks. Right. If I want an Xbox, and Xbox $500, or just call it that, I don't know what they are, and I have $250, I can't buy an Xbox. Right? I mean, you could go get that other $250 on a credit card, but you're still paying.
Right. Absolutely.
But, like, if you don't have the money to do a shoot, or you don't have the funds to pay your employees, you don't have a shoot. Yeah. So, like, just don't shoot. Yeah. And my big thing, so I have 3 things that are going on right now, and each one of them is a different stage of, like, acceptability and not acceptability. So I'll start positive. The first one I did shoot last Friday. We finished late. I had to offload some footage, so I brought it home. I was like, I'll bring you this before your flight Saturday afternoon, whatever. So shoot Friday, go home log. Saturday at noon, whatever it was, I meet this guy at a hotel. We verify everything. Oh, we're all good to go. He gave me a check, and I was out the door. Perfect situation. That's exactly how it should be.
Love it.
That person's a multimillionaire. Has a giant following on the internet. Like, millions of followers. So, has money. Yeah. Isn't a problem. Second shoot I'm dealing with was a very large production company that you and I have both worked for. I did a shoot early October. My regime is on day 30. Hey, where's my money? Right. Haven't seen it yet. I say it nicer than that, but like, hey, whatever. Did that. Hey, let me get to accounting. All right, cool. Day 35. Hey, man, haven't heard back from you. Like, what's going on? Oh, I'm sorry, man. Like, let me get this right now. That night, hey, sorry, we had messed up some stuff internally. Your check will be there. Here's a picture of the check. It's being mailed out tomorrow morning. Let me know if you don't get it by whatever day you told me.
Awesome.
I got it yesterday.
Appreciate the initiative.
I love the communication.
Yeah, communication is definitely number one.
It's all you need, because I would be so much more, like, I'm lenient on that. Like, I got paid, I think it was technically day like 42. I'm cool with that, because you told me about it. Right. I'm a little upset that, like,
it was late,
but at the end of the day,
you get used to that.
It is what it is.
It's money chess.
This other company, multi-million-dollar company, works with very high-end talent. I know they have money. I've seen their views. I see their shit on TV. I see it all the time. Do the shoot. Everything's fine. All right, this job wasn't at 45, admittingly, which I hate at 45s, but whatever.
As long as you know beforehand, you can
day 45, do my thing. Hey, just reaching out, or technically day 46. Haven't gotten the check yet. This is a direct deposit. Just trying to figure out what's going on. Do you have an update when it's going to come? Using bill.com, if you've ever used it. That's what they go through. Nothing. No response. So a couple of days later, I sent another email, because I don't like to do, at this point, I don't like to do, like, back-to-back on the same day, because I don't want to seem that naggy or whatever, because I would like to keep relationships. Better than me. Yeah, so day 46, a couple of days later, I sent another one. Hey, didn't respond to me. What's up? Oh, sorry, man. It's busy here. Your money's going to go out on, it was like a couple days after that. I was like, sweet. No problem. Yeah. That day comes, didn't get the money. Same deal. We started this thing again. Nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And this is where I do start to go. I wasn't doing every day at this point, but it was like every other day. Like, hey. 4 emails, 3 text messages.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we're having some internal money problems. They called it end of year financial situation. Your money's not going to go out until December 23rd, which is day 72 if I remember correctly. And I was like, is that the like guaranteed it's coming? Because that's like, what day is today? That's 8 days away from today. So like,
right.
Is that guaranteed to come 12/23,
yeah.
or are we going to get pushed back again? Because the original one was like 12/11 or something like that. And he goes, no, there's no guarantees. And I was like, well, just so you know, this has all been sent off to my lawyer. You have posted all 4 of the videos that I have done for you. The YouTube links alone has a cumulative 15 million views, which is revenue. They've made money off of that. The contract very clearly states, and I highlight this stuff because I've had to do this more than once, so I know what to look for. 40, getting paid within 45 days. I relinquish my rights, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. You broke the contract, meaning that you don't no longer have the rights to this footage that I gave you, meaning that what you've published and the money that you've made is illegal. Mm-hmm. And the guy just doesn't care. And he's not like the boss of the company, so it's not his fault necessarily.
Right.
But he's the only one that I have access to.
Yeah, he's the only one you can talk to.
So it's like, why are these massive companies not paying people?
It doesn't make
sense.
I
just don't get it.
It doesn't make sense. I think I had earlier this year, I had done a shoot in February.
Yeah.
For a company, and of course it's February, so it was a shoot for like, supporting people of color.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, yeah, cool. It was $800.
Yeah.
It was $800, whatever. Net 30. I find out later it's a net 60. It's like, okay. All right. Little P. Little after the 30 days, they go net. They're like, oh, we do net 60. I'm like, since when do you do net 60?
Also, who the fuck does net 60?
Right, exactly.
Okay.
I was like, okay, because if I knew it was a net 60, I probably wouldn't have took the job. If I'm being honest, I probably would not have took the job. But okay, whatever. Net 60. I'm a little annoyed, but all right. I get busy. I'm at 90 days. And I'm like, yo, where is this check? Haven't not seen it. So then I start
$800 too.
$800. This is a multi-million-dollar company who has other offices overseas, multiple overseas, like Asia, like Paris, crazy. $800. This is literally a percentage of what you make in a year. Not even a percent, barely a percentage.
Someone could pull $800 out of their bank account.
It's like
wouldn't know.
0.000.
Yeah, that money could go missing and no one would ever know. Right.
Okay. So I finally sent him a very well-worded email, and it's funny because I had to I was so mad, and this is that day like 100, almost 120 days.
Oh my gosh.
Me getting the runaround, getting beated around the bush. And I was so angry because this is the first time I had dealt with this.
Yeah.
For real. Like, I've dealt with late invoices, but never to the point where I'm getting, played like I'm stupid.
Yeah.
So I'm so angry that I'm ready to send a very, unprofessional email. I'm just keep it that way. And so I had to call my mom. Understand, I am 29 years old. I had to call my mom and was like, Mom, I'm about to go off on this company and these ladies in this company. And I had the email ready. I had everybody, I still had the old call sheet or the old, they send the call sheet to everybody, right? So I found everybody who had the company's name in their email and tagged everybody in it, right? Yeah. CC'd. No, I don't think I even CC'd. I just sent it all straight to them. I didn't even CC or blind copy.
Jeez.
I
want you all to know that
I want y'all all to know that somebody's gonna see this, right?
Yeah.
So my mom calmed me down, and then she helped me word the email in a better light, and still aggressive, right? Within the day, or within a few hours, and he wasn't even a part of the email. The CEO pays me out of his own pocket.
Good for that fucking CEO.
He Venmo'd me immediately.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I appreciate the initiative, right? But why am I getting beat? Why did it take this long, right? So catch this. Then all right, that situation's over with. I saved those emails because I'm not gonna I'm not gonna let them forget that. And I get a check in November for a job I did in February.
That's 9 months.
That's 9 months. I was this close to cashing it. I would have. It was the money I wasn't expecting. I was like, I should cash this. This is like late fee. This is not late fee. This is late fee.
It's late fee.
This is late fee for me. Yeah. So
that's like
so I called my mom again.
I was like, Mom, honest man.
So Mom, guess what? She's like, what? I was like, they sent me a check for $800. And she was like, what? I was like, yes. The same company that you helped me calm down on sent me a check for $800. I'm pretty sure this is the check I was supposed to get 100 and something days ago.
I mean, that's
and
like
she was like, I was
like,
now the question is, do I cash it? Because I know they're not paying attention. Because somebody clearly messed up.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, don't do that. I was like, I know I'm not supposed to do it, but I want you to tell me to do it.
I want to go to the bank, and I want to not cash it, but I want to at least go to it so I can.
Yeah. So obviously I didn't cash it, and I emailed the CEO. I emailed him and was like, hey, want to see if this was a mistake or if you whatever. Yeah. And he was like, oh, thanks for letting me know. Yeah, we'll cancel that check.
Yeah.
Like, cool. I was like,
I would have answered that.
I was like,
I hate being honest.
I hate being honest.
I hate being honest.
I was like, I didn't believe in karma. So that happened. But now I'm dealing with another company.
Yeah.
And it's 15 days late. I have 2 checks from them. Both of the jobs were in the same week. 15 days late.
Was it the same?
It was 2 different jobs. Like, 2 different jobs, same agency.
Like end results, like
yeah.
Like you didn't do 2 things for McDonald's. Like it was
no. It was 2 totally different things. One was a bank and one was something else. Sports or something.
I just know if it was coming out of the same. Like, are they waiting on the
I would hope not, because that would be the stupidest thing. But if it's 2 separate
people, then
that would be It's the same agency, and we had basically the same exact crew because it was in the same week. It was like almost back-to-back days. So it was like we did this shoot one day and then we did another shoot the next day.
Basically the same shoot, but
basically the same thing. Only thing that changed was the directors.
Yeah.
But I'm like, and I think one of the jobs was internal. It was an internal job. One of them was an internal thing because the director works in-house. And I'm like,
yeah.
How do you not pay me for at least one of these?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense.
Well, because they have the money because agency, and even us at our level, like if the job's big enough, you get usually half up front. Mm-hmm. Those agencies dealing with multi-million-dollar contracts, like they have the money.
They have the money.
So it's like
$300,000+ jobs. Like, come on, dog.
It's like, I've paid you out and stuff like that. Yeah. We've been in situations where like I get paid on day 34, you guys get paid on day 36 or whatever. Mm-hmm. But again, I'm communicating and open about it.
And that's big. It's like, yo, I need honest communication. Don't just bullshit me. Like honest communication of like, hey, this is what's going on. Like, I'd rather you be honest with me than for me to expect something to be there on time and then me not get it and then not get any kind of communication.
So like there's 2 sides to this. So like if you go after companies for late payment,
right,
just make sure that your shit's in line before you go after them. Because I've also been on the other side or that side too, where I've gone after somebody and I forgot to send my tax stuff over, and like, well, you didn't send us a W-2 or whatever. What is it? Is it
W-9 or W-2? It depends on what. Yeah. If they're taking taxes out, it's a W-2.
Yeah, W-2.
W-9
so like,
if they're not.
Well, you haven't sent us whatever, so accounting doesn't pay until we have that. I'm like, oh fuck, that's my bad. I came in hot and I fucked up.
You're right, but that's the thing though. Like he didn't even. There should always be an initial. Hey, checking in.
Yeah.
There should always be initial checking in.
And it should be civil.
Yeah, it should be very civil, as civil as possible. Then. After maybe a certain amount of days, whatever your patience level is, then you just you go in. But like before, it should definitely not just come out. Definitely for $50. Like,
well, yeah, and if you want to play like devil's advocate, I should have just given them $50 when I returned them out, like on the spot.
That would have been easier. Yeah.
I should have.
Yeah.
But it was actually from the Chipotle jobs that we did.
Oh.
I had. All these other people I had to pay. It's just easier to do all at the same time because I'm scatterbrained, and so I want to make sure it was all in line, blah, 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 blah. Obviously, it was scatterbrained enough that I didn't pay this. But it was just like the way that it was approached. I was just like, interesting. I'm not a multi-million-dollar company.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to go after Bezos,
yeah,
or someone of that size,
exactly.
go for it. But like, come on, man. Like,
why would you treat
like
an individual?
me, who's opening your messages instantly, I'm responding, trying to find ways around it.
Yeah, I wouldn't even treat it. I wouldn't treat an individual that way.
No.
Because I would understand. And one, they would most likely be more communicative than a company. Usually, if they're a good person. I have been lucky to not run into like any just singular person that was just like kind of sleazy.
Yeah.
You know. But
you're lucky.
Yeah, I know. I've heard some stories. So
I would never personally go after somebody except for this one guy. I got hired to do this thing. It was kind of the same thing, general thing as you with the Black History Month stuff. It was a Veterans Day shoot. It was out in Topeka. There was this lady that was fixing up some helicopter that fought in World War II or whatever. Super cool story. Super cool lady. But a guy, they're called fixers, I guess.
Yeah.
I learned that on this shoot. Was like the middleman, so like they hired him to hire me, which was weird because I one-man banded the whole thing.
Right. He
was like in New York or something. No, he's in Florida. And so do the shoot, totally fine. You know, I get the email from Discovery because that's where this video is going. It played on some special they had. Hey, tune in at 7 p.m. tonight. You know, this shoot's going on. This is like a week after the shoot. See it? Oh, dope. It's done. Now on social media, whatever. 30 days rolls around. Same thing. Hey, just checking in. Crickets. A couple days later, hey, just checking in. Crickets. A couple days later, hey, just checking in. Crickets. So now I don't, like, I've sent 3 emails over, I think that was like a 2-week span. I haven't heard anything. So I text him. Hey, man, just so you know, I haven't heard from you. Like, I'm not sure if you work for the company. Like, you're the only person I know that I had contact with outside of the people at Discovery. Like, I had the EPs and, like, the directors and stuff like their contact info. I was like, I don't want to do this, but if I don't hear from you within whatever the time frame, I'm going to have to send a message to all these people and figure out, because I don't know if you still even work for this company. Yeah. And so, nothing. Didn't get a response. And so, whatever my deadline was, I texted in the group chat, hey guys, I know this is super unprofessional. I apologize that I'm bringing you into this. I know you have nothing to do with this at all, but I'm having trouble getting a hold of insert person's name here. Yeah. And I haven't been paid yet. And we're like, they like 50 something at this point. Can you guys help me? Send 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ring, 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 ring.
That's
What's
crazy,
up, man? Why the fuck are you talking to our clients, blah, 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 about payment, blah, 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 blah. We paid you. I'm like, no, you haven't. And if you have any evidence, I'd love to see it. I'm driving right now. When I get to the office, I'm going to pull it up and we're going to figure this out. But we're going to talk on the phone. And for like 20 minutes,
that's fine.
I sat there and listened to this guy screaming about how unprofessional. I just sat there.
I would have set the phone down. I would have taken it completely off my ear. I would have left it on speaker, put it on mute,
I should put my dog
and turned on the TV and just let him go.
You done yet? There's a commercial break. I can talk about. But he read me for like 15, 20 minutes, whatever it was. He gets to the office. The whole time, you're so unprofessional. You're never going to work again. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, shut up, dude. I know that I'm writing all this. I know I haven't been paid. He goes to his computer and he goes, you didn't even send me an email with your invoice. And I'm on my computer too. Yeah. I go to that email. I reply to that email directly. I'm like, here you go. It's dated at whatever date. And he goes, okay, well, where are these emails that like you have, having been responded to? And so I go to that email chain. Yeah. I respond to it. It pops immediately up to his thing. He's like, well, why didn't you call me? I'm like, why would I call you? Because there's no way for me to trace that. I sent you a text. Well, what number did you text? I was like, the number you're calling me from. And he goes, no, you're not. No, you're like, blah, blah, blah. Puts his phone on speaker. I send another text, and I hear that ding. The second I hit send, I was like, did you get a text from me? And he's like, well, it's still unprofessional that you did that. It's probably in accounting. And I'm like, look, man, like, you can yell at me all you want to. I'm not going to yell at you. I don't care. I know that I'm right. Yeah. And, I gave him my whole, like, I thought it was cool, like, smooth talk, whatever, blah, 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 blah. And he goes, well, I'll check in with accounting, and I'll get back to you. Cool, whatever. Hang up the phone. 5 minutes later, I get another call back. Hey, so accounting never got your invoice. I never sent it over to you. It's going to be 30 days. I went, fuck no, it's going to be 30 days. You are going to expedite that check right fucking now, or else I'm going to, in that same text thread, destroy you. Because I know I'm not going to work for you ever again at this point. So, like, I have zero problem blowing your entire business up. A whole other rant. click, hang up the phone. I got a PayPal within the hour for the exact amount of money, friends and family, and we never talked ever again.
Yeah.
I was just like, it's like, and same thing with you. Like, once you got someone's boss involved, they I'm here. What do you need? And it's like, I wish you were here the whole time. Like, because I know you were here the whole time.
Right.
You just didn't want to be here the whole time because of whatever reason, because you mismanaged money. Yeah, like, I think, honestly, I blame it on capitalism. Not capitalism. That sounds so silly, but, like, people are so scared to lose their jobs that when they fuck up, they can't just be like, I fucked up.
Yeah.
And this is why. Yeah. And this is how I'm fixing it. They just go, okay, we went over budget $5,000 on this shoot. We have this other shoot coming up. If I pull that money from here, Devonte's not going to get paid for 60 days. But my boss won't know that something got messed up because Devonte's only talking to me. He's not talking to my boss. Right. But then you talk to their boss and the entire pyramid blows up and you're like, what the fuck's going on? Yeah. That's my theory.
Yeah.
But
but again, though, like, I think there also should be, like you said, we're one of the few industries that get paid 30 to 60 days after the job has been done that you were hired for. And it's kind of like there should be some reworking of like 15 days. I can see 15. Yeah. 15 is acceptable. I mean, that's normal.
Yeah. That's a normal
thing.
Pay cycle.
Or better yet, just pay half the crew. Yeah. Maybe it's random. Maybe you pull names out of a hat.
Who's getting paid?
Who's getting paid early?
It's like wads of cash with everyone's day rates.
If you got 30 people on your crew, you pull 15 names.
Yeah.
Half the crew gets paid early. The other half waits till. Yeah. And I mean that works too. I mean I would say that's even fair.
Fun too.
That would make it fair too, though. It's like, hey, you didn't get drawn, all right. But that's also like 15 chances you could have got drawn.
Yeah.
You know, so it's.
I mean, in a perfect world, you rap. You're getting envelopes with checks.
That would be even better.
And
I've definitely been on those shoots.
And those are great. They're super.
Those are amazing.
At a bare minimum, it should be the pay cycle of the people that you are working with, because. Yes, there's a lot of freelancers, but there's also people that are on staff that get paid every 2 weeks. So if the producer is on staff or whoever's on staff is getting paid the Friday after the shoot, everyone should get paid on the Friday after the shoot because, we all did the shoot at the same time. At a bare minimum, it should be the next 2 week pay cycle of whatever company it is that you're working for.
You can't say, oh, the money can't, like, I think about like people when they get a big amount of money into their bank account. They'll go, oh, we got to hold some money. I'm like, that's not a thing if you've been in that bank for years.
Yeah.
They hold it for a day.
Yeah.
But after that, it's all in there. There's no reason.
People have no idea how banks work.
Come on,
banks
dog.
don't house money, guys.
No, it's not how it works at all. They make sure it's legit, and then they go, okay, cool.
Yeah, move on.
As long as it's not a new bank, you're going to get that money the next day.
Yeah.
So that's what I don't understand. Like, the net, like, even when I started, I was just like, this 30 stuff is crazy. And I had to, like, prep. I was working at Five Guys Burgers and Fries. Had to save up at least like $15.
I love how you had to say Five Guys Burgers and Fries.
I have to say it, dog. I had to say the whole name. Respect.
It is good. Way better than now.
I had $1,500 saved up, and that was with me like sneaking off in line and saying, "Hey, I'm sick, or I gotta go help this because I gotta go to this job that's gonna pay me more."
Right.
And so I had $1,500 saved up. Quit May 1st of 2015 and went full-time freelance. So it's like, but I had a plan, right? I had $1,500. I was like, okay, at that moment, that was probably 2 months of my rent if I wanted to break it down that way.
Yeah.
So my side of the rent. So it was like, 3 months. 3 months of my side of the rent. And then from there, it's like, okay, now I just got to keep working and let the snowball effect happen. But like, yeah, dog, that's the 30, I've never been used to 30 days. It's literally like playing chess with money.
Yeah, well, and it's hard because, like, I mean, there are slow periods, and they can happen randomly to anybody at any given time. Yep. Like, I didn't work the majority of September this year at all. Like, I had no cash flow that came in September. I had some, like, I was fine, like, financially, but it was one of those that I was like...
It wasn't as much as it would have been.
This is fucking weird. Like, why am I not getting paid? But, like... I had money saved in the bank that like it was like I was stressing because I was like, this is really weird. I'm not getting called in September,
right? But
I wasn't like, I'm gonna lose my house.
Right.
And I try to.
But you're also thinking about next month. You're not just thinking about September. You're thinking thinking about, okay, if I'm not working this much in September, what is October gonna look like? What do I have to adjust here?
Right. Yeah. It's a big picture thing.
It's a big picture, right?
And that's why I don't think the industry is for everybody. Like,
no.
Like, and because some people just don't have that mentality. Like, my dad would be the worst freelancer in the world. Because my dad is I get paid on this Friday, this Friday, this Friday. This is how, like, he's that kind of guy.
That's a lot
And
of people
I know
like
some people that are stupidly good, like talented out the ass, could, you know, stand with any of us, but they can't figure out how to be a freelancer, and they aren't freelancers.
And they're just not comfortable with it. There was a guy I PA'd with, and he was just like, "This is for the birds."
Yeah.
But he just because one, he wanted constant money, but two, it's not easy work.
Yeah.
And it's not always easy work. There's easy jobs, but it's not easy work.
Yeah, you're always working.
You're always working, and it's 24/7. Like you don't stop. Even when you got an off day, you got to be thinking about like, okay, what do I like? I mean, what do I want to do? Like, yeah, I'm getting paid to do stuff, but now I'm like, okay, what do I want to do?
Yeah.
Like, not just living to work. I'm doing this because I like to do my own thing.
Right.
So, but yeah, man, that's like, and now I mean, he works in the industry, but he's just shooting like he shoots interviews like, and then he also shoots like. Political interviews at that. So that's kind of like
it's like
I know that's draining him. It's gotta be killing him on the inside.
Well, hopefully one day it clicks for him that he's just like, okay, like I'm older now. I might have like I've seen it, so now let's see if I can readjust and make it happen. Because I mean, it's the greatest job in the world,
bro. I wouldn't change it with all the headaches and freaking time in the corner in fetal position because you're not working.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's like I complain about this job more than any job I've ever had in my entire life. Like anytime you meet someone who's also a freelancer that you're cool with, the first 30 minutes of you see them is just bitching about the industry. But like I wouldn't change anything for the world.
I wouldn't stop doing it. Absolutely not.
Hell
like,
no. I mean, there's some stuff I want to see different, but like
there's things that exactly things that need to change, things that should be different, but like. It's still one of the best jobs in the world because you get to make your own. You are your own boss, and you get to make your own schedule. At age of 23, I was my own boss.
Yep.
Maybe I didn't know what I was doing at the time, but like I was 23. Like
I'm 30 and I don't know what I'm doing. Like, that's not a 23 thing. That's just a life thing.
I mean, I wouldn't stop doing this for anything really.
Oh no, man. Well, so what's on the horizon to like get more positive as we wrap this out?
So right now. I am working towards probably directing more next year of my own stuff. I work, I still AC for locally for commercial stuff for people. Don't mind doing that. It's all good. But narratively, like I'm probably going to try to direct some of my own stuff.
Yeah.
Which I want to talk to you about.
No.
After this.
I won't. Just no.
But then I'm also in the pre-pro for my first feature.
That like your writer, director, all that stuff?
That I have written.
Can you give us like a one sentence what it's about? Or is that going to give too much away?
I can say it's a true story.
A true story?
Yes.
Like based off of your life
Not
or
off
something
of someone
else?
else's life.
Okay. Someone that you know or something you
Someone
found?
I've met.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Releasing winter of 2023. Devonte's friend's true story.
I mean, that's that pre-pro of that, and then also trying to get that funded. Obviously, is the again indie world. So.
What do you have a number?
My number would be 300.
Okay.
But I know I can get it done for 100.
What like avenue are you taking to get that?
Right now, it's going to be one. The plan is to obviously do a sizzle or like a pitch kind of thing, short, whatever, proof of concept.
Yeah.
Then it would be obviously just fundraising, the regular route, trying to find some sponsors to be behind it.
Yeah.
Be behind the cause. And that's really it right now.
Yeah.
I got two producers. One producer who has made 2 feature films that have done well, and then just Jarrell. Have you met Jarrell?
Yeah, I know
Jarrell Washington. He's my other producer.
Pretty close.
He's my other producer. So we're gonna rock it out, man.
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't talked to anybody that's like, I know you're not like this second fundraising, but like about to be fundraising. So like, is it daunting?
For the amount I would like, it's daunting, but at the same time, like I know if we don't get it, I know I can still do it.
Yeah.
Like I can do it for less, but I know 300 would make me feel comfortable getting everybody and paying them well. You know what I mean?
Well, because like money isn't necessarily what makes a project good or bad, but like you are limited on like we really want this location.
Possibilities, exactly.
This location's
I
perfect,
want to have that
we
flexibility to be like I know I could do it for 100 or less. Like I could probably do it for less, honestly.
Yeah.
But I want it to sell, and I want it to be something that people look at and say, "Yo, this was made in Kansas City," even if it is a drama.
Yeah.
It's like when I look at dramas and you look at the Oscars, most things that win Oscars are dramas.
Yeah.
That's what I look at.
Yeah.
I'm not looking at, you know what I mean? Like I like superhero movies and I like horror and action. I love action movies, but it's like, this is what spoke to me.
Yeah.
And so that's what I want to.
Yeah,
that's what my focus is on.
Yeah, I mean, dramas connect with people. Like, you got the funniest movie in the world,
Yeah.
but like, it's just a comedy. Like,
Yeah.
superhero movies, no one connects with that because superheroes don't
It's
exist.
just like, oh, that's
I wish
cool.
they did, but they don't. That'd be such a bad superhero. But yeah, dramas. I mean, that's you know, you've got that actor that like gives that amazing performance that makes you feel like, you know, you're a dad and you see the dad on screen, so like you connect with that, like whatever. Not calling you a dad,
No,
just saying
yeah.
dads in general. But you're a cat and dog dad.
Yeah.
But like, so dramas are the ones they win because of that, because they're relatable, they're real, based on true story and most of the stuff's based on true stories nowadays, at least loosely. So man, that sounds dope. I mean, tell me when you're posting it, and so, or if you're gonna do a Kickstarter or whatever, I'll post the shit out of it. We can also put that right here, you know, as a little click right here, and you can donate to whatever the film's called. So dude, that's exciting. So like, what, like, so you're directing more, you're doing your own shit. Do you have any like big jobs lined up that like other people are hiring you to do coming up?
Other than that feature I'm on, everything, you know, it's Kansas City starts to slow down around December, January, and then we pick it back up February through November.
So the year or whatever.
I'm really just working on that feature. I'm also editing that feature. So.
Oh really?
Yeah. So.
Good luck.
I mean, I've always been.
Editing,
so when I was in school, I was known in school as an editor, and I still like, yeah, dog. It was
really?
Yeah, dog. So I was like, because I was super fast and I was actually pretty like intuitive when it came to it.
Yeah.
And I still am. It's like, so when I had my company with the guys and everything, I was always the one usually editing weddings, music videos, like crushing it. Like I
didn't know that at all.
Like, yeah, dude. Like I was.
Why the fuck didn't you tell me? I would have hired you to do a million things. I hate editing. I fucking hate it.
I don't like put it out there just because it's not like, you know, at some point you have
don't want to edit.
No, I like editing if it's something that like, I don't like editing like commercials.
Yeah.
But I would edit in docs and narratives and like stories, stuff like that all day. I can edit commercial hands down, it's not a problem. But I think it's just kind of that end of the day, like I'm a jack of all trades. At one point, I am still a jack of all trades. Yeah. Like most people in Kansas City are a jack of all trades.
So you haven't seen the episode yet because it came out while we've been talking. Multidisciplinary is what you are. You're not a jack of all trades. You're multidisciplinary. I like that. Someone told that to Jesse, and Jesse said it on the podcast, and that 100%, because jack of all trades makes it sound like you're like 2 stars, you know, on everything. Yeah, you can do everything good enough.
Yeah.
Multidisciplinary, because you're very good at a lot of things. Like, I can attest to that. You are. So you're multidisciplinary.
I like that.
You're not jack of all trades.
I like that. Okay.
Never say that phrase ever again.
No, but I was gonna say, like, at some point, no matter if you are multidisciplinary,
it's a hard word. I think I said it right. I don't know.
No, if you are that, at some point you do have to, like, choose.
Yeah.
At some point, no matter what industry you're in, you could be good at everything in that field. Yeah. But at some point, you have to lock in on something and be good at that one thing. Yeah. And then you just have the experience that you got from doing other stuff. Yeah. So I think I just kind of honed in on DPing and directing, and I love DPing, absolutely. But I think I do that out of necessity for people who can't afford higher end DPs, who I think I can give greater quality to, right? Yeah. And I still enjoy and love doing that. But I think I need to start telling the stories I have in my head that I've written down for years that I just never really pushed forward for. So now that's where I'm at with my mindset. Like, yeah, I'm going to DP your stuff. Like, I think I got something in February I'm DPing for Jamie Addison. Okay. And so, but I'm also trying to, like, I got some shorts I need to do as just the director and not as a DP. Yeah. And you
got to feed your creative itch too.
Yeah,
like if you're just telling other people's stories, eventually you're going to get burnt out.
Exactly.
So telling your shit works. Yeah. It's also probably beneficial that you DP'd the feature that you're editing because you know what you shot. Exactly. So like it's like a traditional editor just gets it and looks through everything. And there's like, this one, but you have like that's time consuming. And that's the part I hate about it, is just like looking through everything.
It's valuable because I can see the edit and I can separate that from me being a DP, right? Like I can be a DP, and then if there's an issue on set or some type of question about shots or something, I can I can literally break down the edit for them right then and there. Like, hey, this is how this would edit.
Yeah.
This is the possibility of one way this could edit. And here's another way. So it's like, it's just being able to have that communication. It just helps me with communication, really. And being able to communicate that to the director. Like, this is what right now at this moment, and we're shooting, this is what I'm thinking. But.
Yeah. Have you ever been in a situation where you've got like this amazing shot idea in your head? You're like, this shot is going to be the most epic shot of all time. And then there's a part of you that goes, that's never going to work in an edit. So like, we're not going to take the time to do this. Like, has that ever happened to you?
A couple times. But we've probably done it anyway, just to see.
Just see if we can do it.
Just to see if we could do it. I think we had a recent issue where a location possibly was gonna cut our time down to like almost impossible.
Oh, like kick you out early?
Like we wanted 12 and they were gonna give us like 6.
Jeez.
And I was like, tough. And I knew the director probably had like 20 shots planned.
Yeah.
And I was like, we could do a one shot. We had a Steadicam schedule, so I was like, we could potentially make this really more dynamic and do a one shot. This is the beginning of the film. Like, we could potentially make this.
That would be sick.
We can potentially make this super dynamic and super intense with that Steadicam, and then we ended up having to reschedule. So.
Oh, it stinks.
Well, it stinks, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is. But I was just like, that could be really dynamic and really powerful for that particular scene because it was a heavy, like intense, like cops are gonna show up, like all the movement that could have happened. I was like, oh man, I could see it. I could see it being amazing, and it was gonna even in the edit, it was gonna cut between another scene happening. Yeah. So it was like it won't look like a one shot. So
but we're gonna shoot it as a one shot.
So there's room for error.
Right.
But it was just like,
hey, we know we're gonna cut here, so we have to get to that point before. Like,
as long as we get to this point. I'm gonna put this clip here, and then as long as we get to this point, I'm gonna put this clip here. Like I can break it down. I would like the whole one shot to be smooth, of course, but like if I had to be like, hey, we're rushing because we lost time. Let's get to here. Yeah. Let's get to this. Then let's get to this. As long as this is smooth or this is good or this acting is great, then we can make this happen.
I'm such a sucker for one shots.
I love one shot. I think I'm a sucker for one shots, and I'm a sucker for nice wides. Like a nice wide. Oh my God.
Ooh, that skyline.
Oh, so like the just bottom frame. Somebody. Oh my gosh.
So for your feature, we need to start as a giant wide and somehow one shot it into an entire scene with no time lapses. Like somehow.
It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that because there is, like in my head at least right now, there is a wide for like. Like almost kind of the opening scene. So like it's like she comes out of her car and she's walking up to this unmarked building, and it's just like a wide that ends up being real low and get like.
Funny you should say that, Lucas. The actual entire feature is a one shot. Oh, it's 306 pages.
Oh my God!
Because apparently we make 3-hour movies now, and that's like the normal that like.
Yeah, that well, you know that's happening because all the streaming services are an hour long or more now. All the shows on streamings are like an hour and a half now. So that's a movie.
I mean,
so now they're like, we got to compete. We got to make movies more valuable to people. Yeah. We got to take some more time up.
But like Avatar comes out today.
I'm so excited.
I'm not, but it's 3 hours long.
So was Endgame and Infinity War.
Endgame was 2 hours and 30 minutes. First off, that extra 30 minutes is a lot. Second off. I want to see superheroes. I don't want to see whatever that.
I'm excited for Avatar, bro. Avatar was one of those movies. I was like, yo, this is dope.
Visually it's fantastic.
Yeah, visually.
The story I hated. I thought the story sucked, and so I was like,
I barely remember the first story. So that was 2009 though.
So that's part of it. Like we have such a gap in between, so it's like
now the next few movies are gonna come out pretty like.
Yeah, I think they already have the next 2 shots.
Yeah, they said they had the next 2 shots, so they should come out pretty.
Which is insane.
Like almost year after year, if not every other year, which is going to be great.
I mean, I hope it's a good movie.
But he's been working on this for like years.
3 hours? Like, I wish that Joe Biden would make an executive order that movies could not exceed an hour 45.
Oh my goodness.
I don't care if it's the same length as a TV show on a streaming platform. Right. Like the old comedies from like the 90s and stuff that are like 92 minutes, they're perfect. Yeah. Because like all the jokes hit because we're not trying to do too much. Mm-hmm. We're just like, we're going to get in, we're going to do something dumb, and then the movie's going to end and we're going to be over. And the same thing for all the dramas and stuff too. Those are usually a little longer. But like.
I wonder if you could like, I've been playing with this with some other people who have some other show ideas. And it's like, I wonder if people are still interested in like the 30-minute shows. Like, could you sell that now?
trying to think. What did we just watch? Have you seen Reboot on Hulu? Mm-mm. So the whole premise is that they're rebooting a show from. It's mocking, like, we rebooted Full House. We rebooted all this.
Okay.
And it's a fictional show, but they reboot it from whatever year that it's from. Yeah. And I think that was a 30-minute comedy. But it's not like the 22 minutes like
it probably
that normally is. It's like actually 30 minutes. It feels fast as shit, but I like that.
Yeah,
especially because a lot of the stuff that I watch on TV and streaming, it ends up just being background noise anyways.
Man.
So like I don't want like Wednesday was a fantastic show.
Really? It's on my list. I need to watch it.
Oh, it's so good. I didn't really like that on streaming, to be honest with you. But Wednesday is fantastic. Yeah. It's just long enough that you have to pay attention to every second, but luckily it is good, so like that's not a problem. But there are some shows that you have to pay attention to, but they're just not good enough to hold an hour. Mm-hmm. Like, it's like 35 minutes, and I'm like, okay, I know it's going to happen. We're just doing a bunch of filler stuff now. So it's just
I think that's also why a lot of shows get canceled.
Yeah.
Because it's like you don't need to hold that hour. Some shows aren't meant to hold an hour.
Well, they're more expensive.
Or more than an hour.
So like it's an instant result type thing where Netflix needs to see the money coming in if they're dishing it out. So we're not going to give you a second season.
Or even like HBO, like when they have HBO exclusives, and I'm like, this show was like, everyone talks about it, but Lovecraft Country.
I haven't seen that one.
You should watch it. They canceled that show when it was up for 17 Oscars.
HBO did?
It got nominated for 17 Oscars.
There's some shady shit going on HBO.
But I'm just like, this was like years, this was back in 2019, 2020.
Oh, okay.
Somewhere in there, 2020, 2019. But I was just like, you canceled this, up for 17 nominations, and you canceled this show? This show's great.
It's weird, man. Like, so HBO's been doing some weird stuff recently because, did you see Minx?
Oh, yeah.
Great show. Wasn't the greatest show in the world, but it wasn't a bad show by any means. They wrapped filming season 2, and at their wrap party, HBO removed season 1 and canceled season 2, and now they're shopping it to other networks. That's weird.
Part of that is also because they Discovery combined with HBO, right?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I think they...
Isn't Discovery...
They combined
Which
together.
one's with Disney? That's Nat Geo.
Nat Geo.
Yeah.
So, Discovery and HBO combined, and now everything that was in Discovery Plus, I think that's what it was called, is now just going under the HBO umbrella. And so now you're going to start seeing Discovery shows under there.
It's just so weird, though, that you would cancel something that was popular. Like, a lot of people watch that show. Yeah. It's Jake Johnson.
I don't understand how numbers work in that. Like, I want to be in those rooms. I want to be in those rooms and, like, what makes those decisions? Like, it can't just be numbers. It just can't.
Yeah, no, it has to be something else.
There has to be something else. Well, like, I can see maybe a couple actors bailing or something like that, but...
Or like some legal... I don't know. There's a million things that could be, but like it's just... It's weird because... So all the streaming platforms are implementing commercials now.
Right.
And when you don't have commercials, you have a finite amount of money that you can make because like this is what they're charging, like that's all the money they're getting, so that's why prices raise. But the second you add commercials, the money that they're getting is exponential because they set the price of how much the commercial is. So like it's like the Super Bowl. Like you can charge $1 million for a spot because you can prove that this many people are going to watch it. You know how many people are on Netflix?
Yep.
You charge whatever you want, and the company's going to pay it because they're going to make their money back. So like it can't be a money thing because they have an exponential amount of money. Like we can't afford to host this show or pay for the show. Okay, throw an ad in it. Charge Doritos $1 million and call it good.
The minute Netflix stopped sending out DVDs and rose their monthly to 10, I think, or 7 or something like that.
Yeah, it was like $10.99.
I was like, y'all making hella money. There's no way.
It's like billions of dollars a month.
Billions of dollars
a month.
Billions of dollars, and I don't know. Their finances or accountings are terrible. They keep canceling and starting shows that they can't afford, apparently.
Yeah, it's just fucking weird.
The Get Down was great.
Yeah,
canceled
that was
it. It's like, oh, the effects were too much, too
costly. Picked that up,
which I get. They did?
I think they're releasing season 3.
What?
That's the one with Adam Scott, right?
I think so.
The guy
it's like the old Brooklyn and the...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they... I don't know what it's on, but I'm pretty sure season 3 is coming out sometime soon.
I gotta look it up now. Oh my
Google.
Goodness.
Hey Siri. No, but it's weird how it works. Do you know that's how Mark Cuban made his money?
No.
So Mark Cuban created the first streaming service, and he found a way to get basketball games live because he loved basketball.
Oh.
And so he found a way to have live content, and then there was an option that you could like replay it and like watch clips and stuff like that. Sold that for however much money, bought the Mavericks with that money, and now he's a billionaire and doing what Mark Cuban does. So like, could you imagine being the person that's like, well, like, just think about for a second, man. Like, what if we didn't have DVDs and like it just was on your TV? What do you mean? Yeah, we don't ship them anymore. We just put them on the internet.
Yeah.
And then people pay us and they can watch them. Like, that person's probably laughing so hard. Like, this is the dumbest concept in the world. I'm rich as shit now.
Yeah.
Like, it's just wild. Like, how our industry works, really.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And how many layers there are to it. Like, we're so grunt, like, low man on the totem pole. And there's so many other things that happen above us
layers, dude.
that we just don't think about. Mm-hmm. It's just crazy. Yeah. It's insane.
I just want to be in the room just to see. I just need a little window in to see how people work in that area. So then I can be like, okay.
Now, figure out how to do that in Kansas City.
Now I understand. Right. And then I'm going to bring it here.
Yeah.
Take it to Detroit as well. And that's going to be my two cities.
Good to go.
Those are my two cities. Those are my two cities right there. And then
just buy an island, and we'll just do it on the island.
Right.
And we'll fly in the crew.
Just Mr. Beast it. Just Mr.
Yes, please. No, man, I hope Kansas City can get something like that. I mean, we should probably wrap this out because we've been talking for a while. But like, I hope Kansas City can become that. I think that we're close. I think that in the last couple of years, really
we're fighting.
Yeah, I mean, there's been a good amount of indie features that have filmed here within the last couple of years.
Yeah, I've been a part of a lot of features that have been here.
Yeah, and I mean, I've been a part of a couple of them, but not a lot of them. But it's getting there. It's just
fighting.
Just fighting, and it's basically finding the funds.
Yeah.
Or someone to get one big distribution deal, and then
that's the other thing. And I want incentives and stuff, but people don't realize that you can come make a feature here without incentives.
Yeah.
And still save money. Incentives
are really only relevant for movies that are like stupid high budget or shows that are stupid high budget. But it's like there's a million other things.
If you got $300,000 for your movie, you can come here and make the movie just fine.
Yeah.
No issues.
There's a lot of really good movies that are in that budget range.
And you will work with people who are just as good as those LA and New York people.
Yeah.
I guarantee I will put my left and right hand on it. Like, on my grave, I promise you.
The only thing that separates like the coastal big market crews from Kansas City is opportunity.
Yeah,
that's all it is. No one's any better. No one's it's everyone's roughly the same.
Everybody.
There's just when you get a reel and it's a bunch of indie stuff in Kansas City that no one's ever heard of, and then you got someone else's reel and it's a bunch of stuff that's on bigger platforms. Or with stars. Like, that's really the big thing. Is
that's the
you
big
see
thing.
It real, and it's like, oh, there's a Jenner, there's The Rock, there's a Jonas. Like, this guy is good. It's like, no, he's not. He's just got pretty talent.
Yeah, and that's part of the thing for my feature is that I want at least one or two stars, like B, C-list stars that are recognizable.
Someone that you see
that can help sell the film, obviously, like any other. But I mean, if you should be able to still make make a feture here, get it on Tubi.
You 100% like could get it on any platform, really.
Any platform, yeah. And I mean, I think about like what was that movie a couple years ago? Underground. It was on Netflix. It became a Netflix original. No, I don't think it was with Ryan Reynolds, but it was about it was set in like the 1850s, I think, and there was like a farm, and the black dude was coming back from the war, and it was like Underground, I think.
Yeah.
Right? And
Devonte, I'm going to test your necklace.
Oh, okay.
This is our intermission. We're trying to see how big Devonte's neck is. Can you see how much our court time is left on that?
It stopped an hour ago.
That did happen on the first one that we did. I was sitting here talking to Parker, and we just gone off a shoot, so we were just talking about stuff. Okay. 24th Street. Yeah. And we just talked and talked and talked and talked, and then we looked over and it wasn't rolling. Done?
I'm trying to see if this will go over your head.
Did you just say he's got a big head?
Dang, I need it to go over his head.
You having fun?
Yeah.
Nice. Brittany's fun sometimes. I didn't get the face from Brittany. I usually get one. Oh well. What were we talking about? Oh yeah, you can film a feature here for $300,000 or whatever.
Easy.
Like, it doesn't even have to be $300.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
The features you're doing, they don't have budgets.
So I worked with, and I'll name drop. These people are fine. They're great. Morgan Dameron, who was at that time at least. I don't know if she still is now. I haven't talked to her in a while. Was the personal assistant of J.J. Abrams.
Damn.
She's from here. Came back and did her feature. Okay. It got theatrical release.
Was that the
Different Flowers?
Different Flowers, yeah.
Did another thing for Matt Donahoe, Wretch.
Yep.
That was roughly 80. What else did I do? We just did the Unseen with Jay. I want to say his was in the. I'm not really sure actually what his was.
Probably sub 100 though.
I just shot this thing for Chuck, and this now and this now. What?
It's a fossil.
It's a fossil. What fossil is it?
It's a squirrel from our backyard.
No, it's not.
Oh, okay, thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, I shot this Chuck's film, two of his films now this year. I'm missing one. I've done another one. Oh, Stylus, which was Stylus was in right before 2020, right before it shut down, right before the city shut down. We had just wrapped. Literally like 5 days before we had just wrapped.
And that went pretty big, didn't it? Like,
I want to say that at least from what I was told, it was close to 100. It's pretty, if not 100, and it might have, and honestly, it might have been more just because I think they used 100 to pay the crew, and then whatever was left was marketing. I'm almost 100%.
100%.
That's how they ran that. Yeah. Which I mean, but like for that much money, they came and shot for, I think Stylus was 21 days.
Yeah.
Wretch was 18. Unseen was 18.
Yeah.
Like. Easy.
All doable.
All different movies.
Yeah. And different genres.
And different genres and different people. Like,
I mean, $100,000 sounds like a lot of money to like just
some random people, but not for a film.
$100,000 is not that much, and like
that's scraping the barrel.
It
for a
sounds
film.
weird for me to say this because that is a lot of money, but like you can raise $100,000 relatively easily.
Yeah.
Like when I did Zach's Army, I raised $15,000 like it was nothing, and that was just what my cap was. Like that's all I wanted.
Yeah.
And so I didn't take anything higher than that. But like, I mean, we made that in like a couple of weeks, and I wasn't pushing it that hard. So like, $100,000, and the crew was just me too. Like I was the only one sharing. Well, his family was too, but like, very minimal people were like sharing and talking about it. If you've got a crew of 30 people, if everyone can bring $5,000 to the table somehow, that's $150,000. And that's not like, hey, you, as a VA, go find this money. It's just like, hey, just sharing it once might lead to X amount of dollars.
Right.
So it's 100. Like your 300 is 100% doable.
Yeah. The other part of that is just the other business side of it is just like, will I make that money back? Is the question.
That's the
will
hard
I be
part.
able to? That's the part that when it comes to sponsors and getting investors, that's the part that becomes like, okay, how much of this is going to be, able to come back to those investors.
So that's just hard.
That's the hard part.
It's not easy. It's hard. I mean, you can try to do
and that's why I want some type of stars in it to, even if it's not main roles, it's still like, if they get a sub role, a side role that is still pretty significant. And as long as they're not breaking the bank on the budget and they're a good actor, let's put them in.
do the G.I. Joe treatment. Do you remember when they cast Channing Tatum in the G.I. Joe movie and they killed him within the first 5 minutes and everyone else was just whatever?
They do that all the time. I think they've killed Chris Brown in the beginning of the movies like 5 times.
I just watched a movie. I watched a new Sandra Bullock movie last night that's got Brad Pitt and Channing Tatum in it, and they killed Brad Pitt within the first 10 minutes. And it's like, oh, cool.
Yep.
Like,
or was it Good Guys or New Guys? It was a comedy with Will Ferrell and The Rock and Samuel Jackson were in it, and they killed them in like the first 10 minutes. The other guys. They killed them in like the first. Yeah, it is.
That's a great.
It was so good. Like, oh, we got 4 big name actors. We cannot afford this.
Yeah. They market the crap out that these 4 are the 4, and then it's just Will Ferrell, Mark Wahlberg, which that by itself would have held weight.
It was great. It was great, but
it was just like try a little bit more.
Kill Samuel and The Rock. I was like, oh,
they might be the first people that have done that. Have they died in any other movie? I can't think of one. So. The Rock definitely hasn't.
No, I don't think
Samuel
so.
Jackson might have.
Yeah, I think he's definitely died in a couple movies.
He's been in those types of movies where he could have died.
Yeah,
The Rock has not. He's always the one that is alive at the end of it because he wins. Yeah.
Yeah, dog. That's funny.
He's jacked.
I gotta live. I'm too strong. You see me?
Yeah. Your bullets don't phase me. Age doesn't phase me. I'm actually 125. That man. The Rock. Dope.
Can you smell?
I mean, we could talk for hours about movies and shit.
Yeah,
like
I know.
Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Like anything that, when I hit you up to come be on this, that you're like, man, I really hope we talk about whatever?
Not really, bro. I just wanted to hang out, bro. Honestly.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's been a minute. I mean, that's kind of what we talked about at the beginning. I don't think I ever made that point that, like, I saw you virtually every day for, like, 2 years.
Yeah.
And we didn't see each other for 4 years, 3 years, whatever it was. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it really
and
is.
like I'm bad at this because I will take blame because I'm not a great person in the sense that I'm bad at reaching out to people and being like, hey, I haven't seen you in a while. What's up? You want to go do whatever?
Yeah.
So this is recorded. We have evidence of this. I'm gonna do a better job of being like, Devonte, let's hang out.
No, it goes two ways though. I'm not the most like, hey, what's up? Like, I'll check in every now and again, but I won't like, hey, let's get together. Like, it's just not.
No, I'm horrible at that.
No, I'm just not that person.
You at least have like the smile on your face, or you're like approachable. I like look grumpy and angry all the time, so everyone's like, we don't even want to hang out with Lucas because he sucks.
when I'm people, but the bad part is people can tell when I'm annoyed, and so when I'm bothered or annoyed, like people can tell like. He's a little annoyed, I can tell, because he's smiling less and less every time.
You do know, though, that, like, if you're annoyed on a set, whatever set that is should probably be shut down. Because I have a very short fuse. You can take way more than I can. So, like, if you are in a bad place because of the shoot should honestly, like, hey, guys, for everyone's safety and everyone's, like, for the budget of this film, everyone's safety sounded so bad. I'm definitely editing that out. Oh, my God. Devonte is not going to do anything if he's in a bad mood. That was so bad for me to say that. If you're in a bad mood, to save the production, we should probably just shut it down for today and we'll pick it up tomorrow. Or fire whoever Devonte's mad at, because Devonte doesn't get mad at anybody ever. On that same kind of topic, I am probably going to superimpose this in the video because it's the greatest picture I've ever seen in my entire life from a set perspective. The picture of you on the dolly deserves to be the header of the Kansas City Film website, Instagram, Facebook. Like, the fact that no one has shared that is criminal. It's the greatest picture I've ever seen, man.
Shout out to Johanna for taking that photo.
Like really though, like you should, Devonte should pay you for that photo. It's so good. Like, it's everything that you are. You're smiling. You're on the dolly. Like, the set's behind, or not the set, but like the behind the scenes stuff's behind you. Like, it's so authentic, and it's everything that I want every shoot in Kansas City to be. Yeah. That like everyone looks like that. Like, everyone's having a great time making a movie, or doing whatever. Because I don't know what project that was that you're on, but like. That picture encompasses everything I want and think Kansas City can be.
Yeah, I appreciate
and there's not a better poster person than you on it, because you are like the most genuine person in the industry that I know. You make every set that you're on better, and that picture should be plastered everywhere. Like, I honestly, if I would have thought of it and I had like a go-getter attitude, because sometimes I don't, I would have made a t-shirt today and I would have worn it. I'm not kidding. It's that good of a picture.
That's awesome.
It's great. And if anyone doesn't know what I'm talking about, go look it up. Or I'll just edit it in here. It's a great picture. Great picture.
I appreciate it.
But thank you again for coming out. I greatly appreciate it.
It's easy.
Hopefully we get a bunch of views on this and impact somebody's life in some way. But we'll do something. Yeah. We'll do something together.
For sure.
Maybe we'll go see Avatar.
We definitely
will. Sit in theater for 3 hours together. Brittany and I got enough.
We got to see it in 3D. It'll be the best experience ever. That's what's going to make the 3 hours go by.
I can't
in 3D.
Oh, I get motion sick. Damn. Well, you know what? That movie might have good enough tech that I won't. I get motion sick on 3D movies when it's like kind of.
I saw when I went to go see Wakanda. I accidentally saw Wakanda in 3D. But I saw the Way of Water trailer.
Yeah.
Had the most 3D
in
that trailer than I ever seen in a trailer before. Like, in a movie almost. Like, I'm like, yo. And it's probably going to be when they're in the water for the most part, honestly. But still, either when they're fighting and stuff is coming at you and then in the water. Yeah. But I'm just like, it just looked really good even in the trailer. And I was like, yo, this is crazy.
I did see an article that it was so immersive. And I don't know if it was 3D. It might be like a different like type of experience. But they did whatever early release, whatever it was. And something was so immersive that they actually put some people on suicide watch because it like messed with their heads. Like, I'll show you the article when we're done. It was weird. It was like these people felt so in the world and whatever, I don't know what the story is, whatever the story is, made them feel so sad and depressed at the end of it that there were multiple people that reported feelings of suicide, like leaving the theater in the days following, and they got like put on like watch. I'll show you the article because it was like Variety that shared it. Like, it wasn't some random site that did it.
That variety of that amount of influence.
I mean, it's the immersive thing.
That's
like, if you're wearing a VR headset, I guess, and you're in it enough, you feel what they're. I don't know. Maybe it's just that good of a movie. I really don't know. We'll find out, I guess.
That's wild. All right.
But yeah.
Yeah.
So on that note,
bro.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thank you very much. Thank you guys for watching. I'm really hoping that the camera didn't cut and we didn't see it. This is just audio at this point. But if it did, talk to you later. But if not, we will see you next week.